Stephen, if we just start with the positives, deadline day, managed to get plenty of people in. How have they settled in, and do you feel you've done enough work to give yourself cover, give yourself a chance for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think when the window started, we needed to come out at the other end of it with more options, strength and competition within the squad. I think, we've done that. There's been a few went out, there's a few come in. Obviously a couple of that has resulted in injury as well, so it was important that we replaced that, and we needed to come out the end of it stronger, which I think we have done.
Does it give you confidence that you can have a positive end to the season?
Absolutely, it's much needed. It's players that are going to come in and compete in this squad, which is where we're at just now. It's what we need just now. We need people to stand up and compete and be strong personality and bring their personality to the game is now more than ever.
Tough result midweek.
Mm-hmm.
What went wrong specifically in that game, but what do you think is going on overall as well? Because league-wise, it's not the strongest.
I think for the most part, I was even though results haven't been great, there's still been encouraging parts of that. There's been encouraging parts of performances, and you come away and you reflect, and there is positives that you can take from it. Wednesday wasn't that. Wednesday absolutely wasn't that. It was the exact opposite of that. It was our poorest performance of the season. It was one that even after the game we apologised to the fans about. It's not the style and the kind of performance that I'm looking for a team that I'm associated with. So it's something we looked at. We spoke briefly, harshly after the game, and then again yesterday. We went over it. There's a lot of that we can do better. I think the big element of it as well was, the amount of new players we introduced, and it just, didn't have the kind of effect that we wanted it to. But that performance is not at this stage of the game, and what we emphasised before the game and how important it was. To come away with that kind of performance, it wasn't acceptable.
Do you have to change anything? Do you have to do anything drastic to make sure that doesn't happen again this weekend? Of
course. This game just becomes even bigger again now, for myself, for the club, for the squad, for the players, for everyone. It's important that we stand up and we show good character and we're ready for it.
How much of a part does confidence play in it, Stephen? Because the goals on Wednesday, right at the start of the first half, and then again you come back out right at the start of the second half again. Do you think that's starting to creep in?
Yeah, for even how briefly it was, we started okay, and then the goal again, we don't even get far into the game at all, and we lose the momentum right away. Second half we start quickly again, a poor goal again. So that's been consistent with what we've seen this season. It's something we need to eliminate and quickly. We're working on it as much as we can. Obviously the injuries that we're picking up isn't helping us at all. I mean, we've almost got a full starting 11, starting players up in the gym, up in the physio room, and there's no getting away from that. That has been something that's been a real hindrance for us this season. It's not an excuse, but like I say, we've got almost a starting 11 in the physio room, which has been a big reason why we are where we're at.
You said you had the players yourself with harsh words after the game. You spoke yesterday as well. Have you seen a reaction from that?
Yeah. In general, a few of them have came to me and we've spoke as a group. We've spoke to a lot of them individually as well, and understanding where we're at and the importance of how the next game is important, and how it's important that we remain as positive as we can, but we turn up and we show personality, and we're ready for this game as best we can be on Saturday.
Does it help that it's away from home? Because I think in the league, I read a stat, I think you're about fourth in terms of the table of away results. Does that ease it slightly? Yeah,
looking at that, it is. It's our away performances this season have generally been very good. It's a place we've won already this season. It was one of our better performances since we've been here. So it shows us we're capable of doing it. It's a team as well that they've changed the manager and they've not had the results they wanted as well. So we need to understand we'll be in a battle. We'll be playing against a team that really up for it as well, and we need to be ready for that.
And just lastly, those reports that you're trying to bring another player, another centre half, has there been anything on that, or is that not happening?
Yeah, well, there's a couple that we've looked at and we were hoping to get done before the window, so it's not a case of we've come out and we've panicked, and obviously with Shane also getting injured just now, which has not been ideal. It's not a case of, right, let's look at that and let's panic and let's just bring someone in. It's something that we've been quite robust in our process in terms of identifying players that we think we can come in here and help us, and we can improve them, and they can help the team. They'll be good for us, they'll be good, we'll be good for them, they'll be good for us. And yeah, that's hopefully something that we can do. Whether that will be done, we're hoping that would be done by now, but whether that would be done in time for tomorrow, we don't know.
Stephen, you said a few players have come up to you? Is that senior players in the group saying how we get through this?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as I say, we spoke harshly after the game, quite rightly so. Again, yesterday we didn't go into too much about the game because of how much we can do better. I mean, it would have been a very, very, very long meeting if we went through what we could have done better in that game. So we spoke, and then a few of the experienced ones came and spoke to us individually about how they're still on side and they want us to do well. They're really keen for us to do well. They believe in what we're doing here, but that's fine. Them saying that, me saying that, but now we need to go and show it.
What does that mean to you, though, the guys coming up to you?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe I've got the support of the players and the people above me at the club, but I also understand that the results recently have not been good enough. It's not, and the performance on Wednesday was the most thing we're disappointed with, because that performance as a whole is something we've not seen this season. It's not as much as results could have been better. The performance levels in part have been okay, and there's been a lot of good performances where we haven't got results, and I think I'm fair when I say that, but also the performance on Wednesday is one that we cannot be associated with.
A bit of a wake-up call maybe for some of the players that you're in a battle, that if you go one down you have to then show that battling qualities. Is that the kind of the basic, the first?
Oh, absolutely, and that's the same every week. The players should know that. They do know that. If they're not aware of that, then that's a problem. If they don't know where we're at and how much of a battle things are going to be between now and the end of the season, then they should know. It's a problem if they don't, but it's been highlighted. First and foremost, we need to be more robust. We need to be more difficult to play against, and stop shipping the cheap goals that we are. And it's not a consistent problem. It's just, and then like you said, when that first goal went in, we lost momentum early in a game where we had really high hopes for and we were really well prepared for.
You mentioned the new players. Obviously you've got to introduce them, give them game time. Is it a balancing act then between getting them into the way of things, but not disrupting the team as well?
Yeah, that was the message before the game. Obviously, there was a few players, especially John, that came up really, really late. So it was having a good shape and experience behind the ball, and then a bit of freshness in front of it. As I said, we didn't really see that. It was maybe too many too soon, but that's where we're at. It's not a case of we'll throw these boys in. That's where we're at. That's why we have highlighted that we need help and we need new players and input. But again, it was just by the end of the game, especially, it was just maybe too many new players on the pitch at the one time without having that real connection with each other.
Are you getting, Stephen, the characters and the kind of more senior players in the dressing room to kind of stand up? You think back to the 2015 playoff season where you had yourself, Scott McDonald, Stephen Pearson, you had Stephen McManus. You had a lot of experience in there to kind of help guide the team through.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite there yet. Of course, we understand where we're at, and teams are picking up points round about us, and we're not in a position in the league where we want to be, or we should be. We're under no illusions that we should be doing better in the league for what we've got. I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, the experienced players, but every player that goes onto the pitch, experienced ones more than so, and that for that aspect of the game in terms of standing up and being counted and showing real leadership qualities on and off the pitch. That's going to be needed.
Of the new players that you brought in on Wednesday, were you pleased with the performance? Denzaki seemed to get off to a good start, even despite the result.
Yeah, I think the game, like we said before, it was, or said after the game, sorry, it was, we want to keep the ball, we want to be in possession of the ball, but Riku's main attributes are the top end of the pitch, and we've never seen enough of that. It was almost as if we said, we're going to try and pass the ball as much as we can in our own half without any penetration or any kind of forward passing in the opposition half. That's not every bit of what we do is in the opposition half, and how we penetrate and how we cause other teams problems, and that's where Riku's main qualities are: his energy, his ability to get about the pitch, and his positive influence on the pitch, and running beyond and running in between the lines, and that's something that he brings and he will bring to this club. He'll be a great player for this club, but we just never used that as much as we could have, and he could only give us 60 minutes. We knew that before the game. He can only give us 60 minutes just now, but we never had the ball in enough areas for him to show his qualities.
How's Shane? Obviously went off in the first half.
Yeah, he's struggling. Yeah.
For a while.
I don't know exactly yet, but yeah, he's struggling, which is another frustration, because he's a player we had to build up to get to there. He's come in, he's done well. He's come in and he's been a starter for us. So again, that's just highlights what I was saying earlier about these these injuries piling up and being a real concern for us.
On a positive, you saw Joe Effort posted on his Instagram yesterday that he's got his football boots on. Is he back anytime soon? Or is it
I hope so. He's been a big miss for us for sure. Joe, he's been a player that we were excited to work with, and we felt was showing real strides with him going forward. Not only him, we've got a lot of players there. Big Mika's missing, Bevis, Jake Carroll, these boys, even Lennon Miller just now, players that we really wanted to see and bring and be involved. But yeah, it's good to see Joe with the boots on if he's put that on, and yeah, hopefully he's making good strides. We need these boys back quickly and safely.
Did you get any update on Mandron? Was that why you got Nabika? Was that a long term one?
It's not a long term one, no, but it's a position that we need. It's a position we need to fill, and it's not a panic buy or a signing. It's not that. It's a player in a position that we need, and we need to in terms of we want to play and being light in those areas, and that's why. And John will come in, and again he'll be a good player for us between now and the end of the season.
Can be the case of just getting one win under your belt, Stephen, that can really change the course of the season for you.
Absolutely. That was the message, and that's why Wednesday night was so disappointing. That was the message before that. That's what we're looking for. Even though, I still believe there's a lot of trust out there, but then that becomes harder and harder. But with the performance that we've seen in Wednesday night, it becomes harder and harder to get behind what we're trying to do here. That just makes it more, the emphasis more on the Aberdeen game. It's going to be a difficult game, but it's going to be a game we need to be ready for and be up for. Then we've got, we've progressed well in the cup after that. We can concern ourselves, and we will be in a much stronger position come next week with a couple of new additions and people getting more up to speed in terms of the new players. But first and foremost, we need to be as ready as we can be for Aberdeen.
Do you obviously realise this is a big opportunity when you look at the run that Aberdeen have been going on at the moment?
Absolutely. I mean, we know where they're at. We know Barry well. We understand they're not what they want to be, or they're not on a run where they want to be. But we're aware of what they are. Obviously, we only seen 3 or 4 minutes of them. When then they get a red card. But again, it's more what we do and what we bring and how we approach the game and what we bring to this game.
I'll just clarify. There be 2 further signings coming in? Is that
we don't know yet. Obviously, hopefully we do something. And again, it's not all we need to do something quickly and just sign a player. These are players we've identified, and they've been part of a long process, and they've been on a target list for us for a long time. So if we do it, then great. It's important that happens, but also with the timing of it, whether they'll be ready to be involved tomorrow again, that's going to be a difficult one.
Stephen, you mentioned that you've got a whole team practically out on the treatment table. Is this anything you've ever seen before, even as a player?
I don't think so. I don't think it's something not of this volume and the importance of the players. It's not a couple here and then a couple of the younger ones and then a couple of. I mean, we've even had to cancel some reserve games this season and 18s games because of it. It's again we're very. We never had that pre-season to work with the players, but we're very the individual programmes the players are given. It's very tailored to do that to make sure that the players are. Yeah, they're getting the fitness and they're progressing, but also anyone that has had any injury histories, we're very careful with that. But some of the stuff we've seen this season, it's been frustrating because there's not a consistent pattern. That's very like Mika, for instance, Joe Efford. I'm thinking back to Bevis, an impact against Celtic we're still recovering from. But Jake Carroll earlier in the season, really innocuous injuries with no contact, no players near them. It's just been unfortunate that's the way it's been going just now. But these are players that are big for this club, and we need them back soon.
I think you'll be facing an Aberdeen with Ross McCrory.
I'm not sure if they appealed it. I mean, if they've appealed it, I'm not sure. I don't know how it's going to work. Whether you make the call, then VAR makes the call, and then it gets appealed. I'm not sure about that process. If we'll be prepared for it either way.